prove yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish, and someday you will be a real boy.
Real boy, real boy. Hey. Okay. Hey. Okay. Hey. Okay. Hey. Okay. Hey.
Thing is, those dogs that they was using back in the day was more pit bull.
His are Galapagos.
Oh yeah, that's a different. Yeah, I don't like those.
They're cool, but
It's too much dog, man.
They're big.
You can't handle that
big
son of a
boys.
bitch. If it ever wanted to get off,
Oh, you're done.
I mean, even them
Yeah.
them big bullies they got now, dude. Look, when we lived up there in Nashville, you know when you turn on our road off of
Leash.
off Clarksville Highway.
Oh yeah. By
like,
Checkers.
Yeah, right across from the Dollar General store, right past that AutoZone.
Yeah.
When you turn on that little road,
Yeah.
I used to walk that dog from our house all the way down to the store and back. Like I walked him a couple miles every day, and these people had like 3 or 4 XL bullies. I'm talking about this tall, 120, 130 pound dogs. And every time I would get over there, they'd want to act like they was going to run out and chase me, bro. One day I had Chief with me, and I was on
4/5 on you.
I was on the bicycle, huh?
Did you have a 4/5 on you?
Shit, I wish. But I had him, and I'm riding a bicycle. He's pulling me on the bike, and they start chasing me out. They're fixing to come out the yard, and I'm like, I start taking off, and I'm like, wait, what am I doing? I threw the bike down. Started running at them. I started running at them and said, was screaming.
You got to state your dominance.
They stopped.
Yeah. Tell them, sit down.
I was fixing to mess up though. Like I was fixing to run. I was fixing to take
He
off.
was about to be a Sean sandwich for them little nibblers.
Knock on wood, I've only ever been bit like once, man.
I've been bit by a bunch of dogs, man. Dogs don't like me. They say they're a good judge of bad character.
A good dog will make you feel good though, man. I didn't realize how much it. Which I miss not having a dog, man. Ever since Q, I've been tore up.
Butters broke my heart. I don't think I'll ever have another dog, man.
Ah, you could, man. There's always, even though, like I said, I'll never forget Q, but
Butters,
I always want another one.
Butters was a staple. You know
I
what I'm
like him
saying?
because he was kind of
Stupid.
yeah.
Dumb. No, that's
Q
why he
like
was a
that
good
too,
dog,
though.
man.
Q
He was
a-
dumb, but
the male.
good.
I like male dogs that have that dumb, lazy thing about them. This dog I got now is a female. She's only like that tall, but she is wild as a buck.
I don't like female dogs.
I love
Something
female
about 'em.
dogs, man. I won't have another male for a while, probably.
For me, it's like even like a pit. I've seen some pretty female pits, like co-op. Dang, I can't think of her name right now.
I know who you're talking about. Big girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
She's got a beautiful girl pit, but that dog turned on me.
Really?
Yeah, just out of nowhere. Well, I think she associates me with somebody that was messing with her one night, and I was trying to stop that person from messing with the dog. So now that dog don't like me.
You remember my ex's older sister that was married to that dude, Tony?
Yeah.
They had one, man. It was she looked kind of like she was more pit bull than anything, but she was mixed with something like this little female dog, and she was wild like that. Well, it's Christmas. It's like Easter Sunday. I got on white shorts, like a whole fit. I don't put on. I got a brand new clothes on, white shorts, clean.
Air Forces.
No, I forget what I had on, but there's some kind of Jordans. But anyway, I get out the car. I'm like, she's talking, amping this dog up like the little girl is, trying to get him to get me. I said, I swear to God,
I'm gonna kill
I said,
your
if this
dog.
dog touches me, I am laying it out.
Yeah.
And she just kept on and on. The dog jumped on me and dragged his paws down my white shorts. I said, I didn't even waste a second. I swung on her. As soon as I swung, the bitch dodged, bit my wrist. So when she does that, I kick this dog in the ribs with my shoe as hard as I ever kicked a dog, dude. And it made her mad. I ended up having to climb back in the car.
Yeah.
And not even a month later, that dog bit the owner, Tony, and he had to put her down.
Oh yeah. Once they get that pass, they think they've got. It's over with.
This one I got, I thought she was gonna be. I thought she might have had been inbred or something like that, or something about her was stupid. Like the first full day that we had her, bro. I can't let her get out. I have to keep her in the crate or like hold on to her because she's so. I ain't never seen a dog with so much energy in my life. I'm talking about just flipping, dude.
Butters. Every time we would open the front door dude, he would knock you down and jet off down the road and be gone. Like,
yeah, some dogs are like that, man.
But then, like, he bit me when we first got him after about a month, and I pulled 3 of his teeth out with some pliers, and he ain't never do it again.
This dog, I got talked into taking this dog.
Yeah.
Nuke came over one day and he was talking about, he lost Sasha, that older red dog that he had. She's a great dog, probably one of the best dogs I've known. I've been lucky to know a couple good dogs that was like real smart, just like people, act like people, man. Got personalities and shit. But he's been tore up since he lost that one. So he's talking about getting another one, but he only wants a red nose. Yeah. And he was like, I know where one's at, but it's a black nose. I was like, where? I was like, I want one because I've been trying to find somebody that had a pit bull puppy. I just can't find none, and normally they're abundant.
Yeah.
And he was like, somebody needs to take it. They're gonna go to jail. The way they got it tied up out back. Literally, they would have went to jail, bro.
Yeah, that's dog cruelty.
I couldn't do that to a dog. I just wouldn't have it.
I'll pull 3 of their teeth out with pliers, but I'm not gonna lock them down.
Well, I mean, I might beat one if it does something stupid, but I ain't gonna
beat an animal.
I'm not gonna tie it up and let it sit on a 4-foot rope in the rain in the cold, bro, with no attention at all.
No.
She acted so crazy when
this is a rough subject.
Yeah. I'm telling you, dude. I thought I was going to have to get rid of her for that first day. Ridiculous.
Well, remember, Butters tore our old house up 3 foot. Like, he tore all the drywall.
I remember that.
Off,
biting the door frame and stuff.
He tore it.
You ever been in somebody's house that has pit bulls and seen blood stains on the door frame from their tail smacking the wall?
Yeah.
So their tail
don't get hit by that.
That one hit Rosie in the eye last night with the tail and hit back. She said, I think my eye's going to be black.
Yeah.
Because it was just
was
so hard.
Was it you or somebody else that got, maybe Cole, that dang boy, or that dog, was it you had a damn tail smacked him and his eye was irritated for like a month, dude? Like bad.
I don't know. I had a bad problem like that with my eye, but I don't remember how it happened.
Remember, it was a couple years ago when mine got cut with that piece of brush.
Oh yeah.
And I almost went blind because, I didn't almost go blind. Luckily, they went in there and put like a thing in my eye. And dude told me, was like, did you know that what do you call it? A botanical or botany cut? Yeah. you
ever seen one of those?
You ever get bit by a tsetse fly? You know, like no, leaves and plants.
Yeah.
A plant cut to your eye will make you go blind faster than anything.
I wonder why that is.
It's some kind of bacteria and stuff that's in it.
Dude,
messes you up.
Speaking of that, then I'm lucky then, because one time when I was younger, hell, we were still living in the old house where Michaela lives at now, and I was hunting this squirrel. He was in the front yard. I shot it in the tree. It jumped down, ran around the side of the house. I ran up onto the porch, stomped on the porch. It ran out from there, and then it was laying in the grass. I'm waving my gun around in the tall grass trying to find it. It bounces out the grass and takes off running towards the woods. So I'm trying to get to the woods as fast as I can, carrying a gun, running, and a little limb off the tree, went in between my eyeball and my socket.
Yeah.
When I pulled it out, the stick was wet that far in, bro. It literally went 2 or 3 inches in my eye.
That's what happened to me. I was out there pulling brush out, and I yanked a piece, I had gloves on, and just pulling weeds plus little sticks and stuff.
Yeah.
And something was hung up, and I pulled it, and I shoved that damn stick up in between my eye over here in the corner, and cut the inside of my eyelid with it.
I've had to have mine. Did they put dye in your eye to see if it was scratched up and cut?
No, when they flipped I went a day or two without doing anything to it, and then finally I was at work. I called Megan. Was like, dude, my eye just pouring water.
That's miserable, dude.
I went up there, dude, opened my eye, flipped my eyelid back, and he was like, oh no, and they had to clean it out, and then it was like a dissolving contact. That has this medicine made into it, where they put in.
So it's meant to stay on your eyeball where it'll heal it up.
Yeah, and it felt weird. Dude, it felt like I was for 2 days. This eye was perfect vision, and this one looked like I was trying to look at stuff underwater or something.
I can't remember if Cole was working with me at this time or not. I think Cole was with me, but when I was doing plumbing for that company in Nashville, I got something in my eye, man, and it irritated me like all day, like the worst. Oh shit, the worst I messed with, like it just would not stop. Like it got to the point where it hurt just to open and close my eye, dude. I had literally been messing with it so much, kept getting gunk in it.
Yeah.
Like that snotty shit.
Yeah.
I think it protects your eye. Like it's supposed to capture the junk in your eye. And I just kept having to dig that crap out of my eye and out of my eye. Got eye drops. Dude, I literally could not I couldn't do anything. I couldn't focus on nothing. I called my boss. I was like, hey man, I got to go. I said, I can't even sit still. It's like driving, and like I literally just want to go to the hospital and make sure something's not
messed up. Yeah.
But that one time I had glass. I got glass in my eye. That really sucked. Supposed to be Easter egg hunting. Look, I looked out the window where they was hiding eggs, and Pawpaw snuck up on me, smacked me with his big ape hand in the back of the head, and my head went right through the glass panel.
My uncle, he's a bit older than me. I don't think of him as older, like a lot older than me though, because like
more like a cousin.
Yeah, but he had I guess when he first moved to Florida, he had it was either like the cutting wheel, the big cutting wheel on like a chop saw, or it was like a grinding
wheel or something.
Or
them motherfuckers are dangerous.
Maybe like it may have been just like a table saw blade. It was some kind of blade that was just spun.
Yeah.
But somebody across their shop, and he had on safety glasses. Somebody across their shop, like not real far away, but some feet away, something like that broke, and it come and hit him, and stuck in it. Like he lost his vision. But they said like that wheel was sticking out of his like
those those thin cutting wheels you put on the grinder. They're like the fibrous shit. It's like the same thing on a chop saw but smaller. Yeah. Dude, them things are dangerous.
Oh yeah.
When I was working for USS, you remember Big Bradley?
Yeah.
The one we was talking about long ago. He was we were supposed to be cutting through these 4-inch I-beams.
Shout out Big Bradley.
It was either 4 or 6-inch I-beams, steel I-beams. They didn't have a chop saw for us to cut.
Y'all were using a cutting
grinder
wheel?
with a cutting wheel.
I would have just used a grinding wheel.
Man, he should have.
Yeah.
He wasn't cutting that thing for 2 seconds, dude, and that blade just broke apart and sent a chunk like this big, stuck it right in his cheek, dude.
Yeah.
I've had them break on me and hurt.
Do you want to break on me, man?
I don't like using them.
Nah.
If you can't keep it in a straight line and it accidentally like cocks to the side and touches the wall of your cut, it'll shatter like it ain't nothing.
I used to use them a lot, like
they work good, but
like when I worked out doing iron work, we would cut welds with it. Like
it's good for that.
I told them I use a grinding. I'm good. I'm so good. At one time I was so good with a grinding wheel, I didn't need a cutting wheel. And
if you got those,
a lot thicker and safer.
Yeah. Don't break. You ain't got to worry about it breaking.
Remember the Wildcats?
Yeah, I don't know if I've used them, but
the big grinders like that big.
Oh yeah, like the one's got a handle on it. Yeah, those are heavy duty.
Was it me and Bug was working? Bug, answer your phone. No, I'm just playing. We was working. Where was we working? Madison. We were working in Madison Rec Center.
Oh yeah.
And I had like a concrete core bit on it on one, like a big Wildcat grinder.
Yeah.
And it kept getting hung up and like,
Yeah, they'll work you to death.
But I can't remember where Bug was. He was outside doing something maybe, and he come back in, and I was having a tantrum, kind of a tantrum.
Mm-hmm.
I done unplugged it, took it by the end of the cord, whipped it and swung it against the wall and smacked it against the concrete wall, and then picked it up and was just like throwing it against the wall. But I mean, going off, dude.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been. Those grinders are
using
expensive,
those things, man. Yeah, they're not cheap.
Bug come running in there. It was like a concrete bathroom. He come in there and was like, "You beating up a grinder?" And I was there out of piece of shit. He was like, "Man, I thought you was in here banging with somebody." He was like, "I'm about to run in, get on them." He's like, "But I come in here and you're taking and beating a piece of toolery, like." He just kind of walked out.
There's plenty of them days back in the day, especially like for TK.
That's back when I had rage issues, dude.
You had to use junk. That's the one thing I hated about that last company I worked for, man. They ain't junk tools, old junk tools. There ain't no reason I should be using a Chicago pneumatic fucking jackhammer from Harbor Freight.
No, that's a good way. That's a lawsuit in your hands right there, buddy.
I mean, I'll tell you, it worked, but
Harbor Freight's got some good tools.
Certain stuff's real good.
But like, I bought the highest quality little hand grinder.
Yeah,
they had.
Yeah,
and dude, it was
like Bauer or something like that.
Yeah, I was over here after. Man, I barely ever used it. I was cutting out that fairing for Travis's little motorbike.
Oh yeah.
And dude, I barely ever used it, and was in there grinding with it. It shot a piece of, like, the big thick gearing out the side of the plastic, just across, and it was like, pew, like I was like,
I've had them do stuff like that. I've had them spit pieces out of the fan motor. Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's why, man.
You get it right near your.
You just don't need to touch tools and have everybody else do stuff for you.
And that's the thing about them core bits too. You'd have to use it right by your face because you got to have your arms holding it a certain way, or it'll get away from you.
Man, the reason we don't use them no more is because the guy at our work got his arm tore almost off by one of them core.
I heard him tell the story about 100 times.
Well, 101.
Yeah.
But it did. It tore, like, it ripped that whole thing apart and come around and tore him up, buddy.
Yeah, his shit was like hanging.
Yeah.
I mean, you get his whole arm scarred up.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Bad.
I've had them beat me before, but never not like that. Like, I'll tell you what's gotten me more than anything.
Right angle drills.
No, the right angle, the drills or the angle grinders. Yeah, they suck. But what you're talking about, like a chipping hammer with a bit in it, one of those hammer drill bits. When they hang up and block, it's.
Yeah.
I was down on one day. I think it was
a bunch of punks.
Where the hell was we at? Maybe that Antioch school or something. I don't remember. It was one of these places, one of them big buildings.
Antioch.
And we was drilling like we was trying to get through it was like you was drilling a 4-inch or 6-inch hole. Me? Yeah, and we was trying to get the back of it broke out or something.
Oh yeah.
And we was just trying to bust it out with that littler bit. You honeycomb. And when I did it, it hung up, and I was down there all crunched up, and it smacked me in the side of the face. Like the heavy part of the bottom of the drill come around and smacked me right in the face.
Was you and me at Germantown when I was drilling those holes down from the third up to the fourth floor with that right angle wood bit, and it kept hanging and busting my knuckles open?
Oh yeah, those. Are you talking about the ones that ain't the hole saw? It's got like teeth that you could replace.
Yeah.
They kept trying to make us use them on that job. It sucked.
Yeah.
When we was trying to get through them beams.
Dude, I blew my knuckles out on my right hand.
Remember, was it when we was drilling them holes across that one beam that they had to get approved? It was like it was like it had a penetration into that one little room. It was like it was all concrete in the other side.
I was feeding sidewall heads up to the top hallway. What I'm talking about, I was doing, dude. It would get hit a nail, and your hand be right there by them. Oh goodness!
Oh, and them nails will ruin those bits too.
Oh yeah.
I hate those things, man. I don't use them unless I got to.
Was you with us when we started Malibu Apartments, or was you already out of there?
Malibu
Apartments up in Clarksville.
No,
they had the crackheads and stuff sleeping in the bottom of it and everything.
No, I don't think so.
Tell me this. So, you got a drywall ceiling, right? Like a flat drywall ceiling in an apartment complex.
Mm-hmm.
And it has rafters coming down and touching that.
Yeah.
With no seams or nothing, a big piece of drywall.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how we found needles and used condoms and stuff above that.
Unless it was finished and something above it was open. I don't know.
No, dude, it was like, you see these rafters up here in the studio?
Yeah.
Imagine that with a floor of the apartment above you, right on top of them, and then drywall smashed right up to the bottom of them.
Oh, and there's still stuff in between it?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. With no holes for people to have thrown nothing.
That's weird.
Dude, we found so many dirty needles, and it was a project complex. Kind of like Dodge City, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it had been shut down for like 10 years.
They remodeled it or something?
Well, yeah, now it's the flats of Madison.
Oh,
But check it.
Fancy name now.
For like those 10 years, people just kind of like lived there.
Oh yeah,
Like,
squatters.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. People that even lived there while it was projects, after they shut, like they just didn't get, they stayed there, no lights, no water, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this bad, dude, horrible. Like whole 5-gallon buckets of fecal matter in the corners and stuff.
I saw this. I was watching that show, American Pickers.
Yeah.
And they went to this dude's place. The
American
dude and his family, like, sold their house, and they were I don't know if they were just trying to find somewhere to stay at the moment, but he bought a hotel that was empty, and that was where he lived. Now he was turning each one into, like, he would take like 4 units and bust them all out on the inside.
That's sick.
And it was cool, man. He had so much room. I mean, he had stuff stacked everywhere.
I would have bought a place, like if I had money to invest, I would have bought a place like
the Roach Motel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been cool to fix up.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you remodeled it back to the way it was when it started.
I know you know. Where the Congress Inn is.
Oh yeah.
That would be a cool old house to buy because it has that pool out in front and it kind of looks like a government building out there on Gallatin Road.
Yeah.
And then it has the little hotels around it, dude.
Wait.
That would be a
I'm
sick...
thinking of the different one. I'm thinking of the one right there on, it's not Gallatin Road.
Dickerson Road,
Dick
maybe?
Road.
Maybe it's Dickerson
Right
Road.
where Trinity Lane hits
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And there's it looks like a haunted mansion.
Yeah.
And the hotel's not open no more, I don't think. But it's still there. It's like on the left side of the house. Yeah, it looks like an old house.
Like an old Congress building.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's
That was
the
like
Congress
their office.
Inn,
It was their office, yeah.
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 They'll
I know
tear
exactly
that
what
down,
you're talking about.
man. And they'll put some stupid looking condos there.
That's the last part of town that's going to be gentrified.
Oh no! It's moving on up, baby.
I know it is now, but
baby.
Like it's still one of those neighborhoods though where they can't get rid of everybody. They can't get rid of the riffraff. You never will. Trinity Lane and Dick Road is like I'll be honest with you, it's one of my favorite places.
I love it down there.
You can get away with anything.
You ever been to the music corner down there? Dude,
no, but I know what you're talking about.
Dude,
I saw it.
Best music store by far I've ever been to.
Man, it's
huge.
I had an idea, and actually, it's a place you might think was cool. I'm sure you've seen the place, but remember that tasseled leather jacket that I showed you that I got? I was gonna try to sell it to a vintage shop because they eat that kind of crap up.
Gallatin Road.
Yeah, it's on Gallatin Road, Backslide Vintage.
Yeah,
there's another one right beside it.
Yeah,
there's 2 vintage clothing stores.
It's like has like that building that has that porch that wraps around it.
Yeah,
all. Yeah.
There's like a little ghetto. There's a little ghetto corner market right there, and then it's Backslide Vintage, and then something else vintage, Cowtown something.
We do service calls there.
Really?
And was it a couple Christmases ago? I found a 1985 Waylon Jennings tour shirt and hat that matched it that were still in plastic. I was gonna buy it for my brother for Christmas because it's his birth year and he loves Waylon. But like, you know how much they wanted for that hat and T-shirt?
Oh yeah,
it was like $380, and I was like, nah, I can't do that.
Yeah, if it wasn't so expensive, you could go there and have some cool clothes. Oh yeah, like I love the vintage stuff.
I looked around for like 2 hours.
I try to find like vintage T-shirts. I like old T-shirts.
I like hats.
You remember that one I got that says The Darkness on it, and it's got that band on the front?
I like that duck camo jacket you gave me.
Yeah, I like that one. I like the one I got from you. I put that Vans patch on it. Now it looks like a Vans jacket. People don't even know.
People are like, oh, dude, that's so sick. I love that Vans jacket. It's like, somebody probably died in this in Nam, Bubba. This is real old
school. Yeah. I still wear it all the time. Only thing I don't like about it is it don't have a hood. If it had a hood, I'd be made. But it just ain't the type of jacket to have a hood on it. You know what I mean?
Those hats, some of the hats.
That one that I gave you, you know how it was like, it's like zipped up or something?
Yeah.
I was gonna, I don't know why I didn't think about it that night. You ought to undo it. Then you could just wear it. Oh, yeah. Not have to zip it up.
Well, I have to like put it on like a shirt.
Like a hoodie, yeah.
Which is cool. I'm a little.
It's a little snug.
I mean.
I would undo,
right now it is.
I would undo however he's got it zipped up. I don't know if it's wired.
He's got it wired, but it kind of looks cool.
I didn't never look at it really close. I didn't even know it was like that till after I just saw it and I was like, hey, I'm gonna give this to him. So I got one already. I like them because the arms, like the sleeves, come off like that other one. Did you even know it did that one? That one did that.
I would have kept it if
I was here one day. And I was like, oh crap! I noticed there was like a seam right there.
It's sick.
Yeah, they used to make them like that.
That jacket's dope, dude.
Yeah, it's cool. You don't find them that pattern anymore. I'll tell you another camo pattern I like a lot. It's called rebark.
Rebark.
Yeah, it looks like tree bark. It's like long lines with like kind of gray, green, and brown.
I've got a hat. I'll give it to you. I've got a hat.
I love hats. Like I had one for the longest time. It was the only one I could ever find with that camo pattern.
This one's like a flat bill and it says like C&S Supply or something.
Oh yeah, that's dope. That'd be dope.
It's like a trucker type hat.
The one I used to have one that I got somewhere. I forget where it was back when we was in school, but it said "Got Beer" on it, and it was like that camo.
Yeah.
They reproduce it now. Like
but
a lot of
same.
Yeah, no, like there's a lot of companies, like newer companies that make country style outfitters or whatever. They're pulling that pattern back out because it's cool. But
I can smell a real vintage shirt and hat. Like it smells like your Uncle Larry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or
like cigarettes and
the thing I like
mistakes.
about the t-shirts is they're always thin.
Yeah, and they're comfy.
Skylar used to have these shirts that he got from his granddaddy when we was in like middle school, and they were so thin you could see through them, bro. Like the material was so thin, like and almost not there. Like the only thing holding it together was the stitching, like the way it was woven or whatever.
It's like 6 million count.
I'm sure they was comfortable as hell because they didn't weigh nothing.
I bought a shirt like that from like I don't really buy like Hollister and stuff, but like, there was this Hollister dude. We was in there one time. And I don't feel right about paying over $10 for a t-shirt, anyways.
No, I mean I will if I really like it, but.
And I was walking. I wasn't even looking for nothing. I think we were just in there doing Christmas shopping or something. And I walked by, but I will always I'll walk by a shirt or something and like.
Feel of it.
Yeah.
I used to like heavyweight shirts back in the day, but now I don't like them so much.
As soon as I felt that shirt, I bought it, dude. It was like that.
The most money I ever spent on clothes, dude, is at places like. What's that store in the mall? Zoomies or Tilly's. Yeah, like the Thrasher shirts. Those mugs are expensive, bro.
Yeah, they can keep.
I got a couple of them, but they are expensive. And like I got a couple hoodies too. Like I got a Rip Curl hoodie. I got an O'Neal one that I got it.
You ever see that?
Birch or whatever.
You ever seen that Rip Curl shirt I've got? It has the big eagle and the American flag on the front of it.
I think so.
It's sick.
I think so.
I
always liked Rip Curl
big,
stuff.
Though.
That's why I was just like going to TJ Maxx and Marshalls with my mom back in the day.
Yeah.
I would go in there and pick out all the name brand stuff I could find. Like that's the only way I ever got it.
Billy Bong.
You can't go to PacSun and do it unless you catch them on a sale.
I quit messing with PacSun when they quit carrying like Osiris's and email.
They don't carry much any good stuff anymore.
It's
they have
Nike.
They have like Ruka, like the RVCA stuff. They have that stuff.
I like RVCA, but
I do too. But they just don't have like. That's like the only brand they even have anymore. But like,
I like Nike SBs, and I like not like now they're you can find a lot of New Balance shoes in there and stuff.
Yeah, well,
dude, give me some D3s.
New Balance started making skateboard shoes not a while back. And they're pretty popular, man.
Give me some D3s, bro.
I would like some.
I want some Muscas.
I had some Circas that I really fucking dug, man.
You know how much money those companies would make if they.
Guess what company's coming back?
What?
Path.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had some alright shoes.
Remember the Rasta Nikes you had?
Yeah.
They made a pair that was like that, but they were Paths.
Really?
And they were sick. Yeah, a buddy of mine had some.
What was it, DVS?
DVS makes nice shoes.
Day One
too.
Song used to skate.
I always liked some DVS.
Yeah.
DVS, Circa. I never was a DC fan a whole lot. There was a couple I liked.
Some DCs.
I didn't like the shell toe ones, like the round toe ones. I hated those. They're generic.
I had some that looked more like running shoes.
That's the ones I like.
Cody had some Stevie Williams that looked kind of like some J's, and they were
Stevie
clean.
Williams had some tight shoes back in the day. Yeah. I know which ones you're talking about.
They were like blue and gray.
Yeah. There was a what's his name?
I was always a rollerblader myself.
What's that fucker's name? He's a Baker rider. I cannot remember his name right now. He rode for Death. They started Death Wish. I can't remember his name now. He looked kind of like a rocker. He had like long hair and was tall, and he had style, man.
Yes.
Yeah, that may be it. Real tall and lanky.
Yeah.
Had like long hair. Looked like a rock star.
Yeah.
Eric. I want to say it's like Eric or.
Wasn't Eric Costin?
No, it's Chris. It may be Chris.
Chris.
That's gonna irritate me now because he's one of my favorite skaters.
Had like long curly black hair.
It wasn't curly. It was just like long and stringy. Kind of. He looked like a rock star, a rock musician. I mean, he always wore like crazy like button-up shirts and like.
Maybe I'm thinking.
He was kind of emo style almost a little bit, but he had these shoes. I think they were DVS, or no, they may have been Emerica.
I like,
but
Emerica's.
They were gray on the back and the whole front was red. Like solid red, and then they had another version that was green, like gray on the back, and the whole front of the toe was green. Like the whole front of the shoe was red.
I love the Osiris's, man. Those are I love those.
I liked those when I was young. Like those were the first ones I really wanted.
I mean, I really like the D3s. They're kind of absurd looking.
They had a couple models that were before them,
but they got those. Some of those were sick.
They still make the D3s. You can still buy them.
I hate some.
I don't know if I'd like that much puffy shoe anymore.
Right, they're absurd, but they're
starting to come back in style though, like the puffy
like
style. Like they're making the fat tongues again. I just seen dude reviewing some the other day. I forget what brand
skate
they were.
Shoes were always the most comfortable though, man.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Do you remember?
I had some Audios that I really liked a lot.
Audios had some dope. I had a pair of they were like called like super low Audios.
Yeah.
The side of them came down like under your ankle.
Oh shit,
dude! But they looked more like a 1950s like baseball shoe kind of. Like
I think I had the Hamiltons. I think they were sick though. Yeah. They were like chocolate colored.
Well, they look like some more like old school Adidas.
That's one of those brands I wouldn't have thought fell off like they did. They don't even make Audios no more.
Audios? Really?
No.
You see DCs.
They were popular
like
when Bam was around.
Yeah.
They made them popular. Remember he rode them.
DCs at like Rack Room Shoes and places like that.
You can still buy them there.
And they're just like
they have DCs, they have Vans, and they have World Industries ones.
You've been making where you was showing me the Van, man. I don't like Vans. I never have liked Vans. I've been looking at some Vans though that are pretty slick, man.
Them ones
some of the high top ones are nasty. Like or the mid tops or whatever they're called.
I like the ones like Megan had, the old school ones. I would like to have some of those. I think they're called mids or something. Yeah. They're just the old school high top ones.
Yeah. See, I like the ones that have the cut back top, like they're more of a shoe than canvas.
The one I sent you, one of the ones I sent you is one of my favorite ones they got, the half cabs. Mm-hmm. And that's where, that was a Steve Caballero shoe, and everybody liked them, but they didn't like the high top, so they started cutting the high top part off of them, and then they made them half cabs where they look like that all the time.
Yeah,
they started making them like that. Those are sick. They look good too.
I'm about to start getting some real rare Jordans.
It's so easy to spend a shit ton of money on clothes, man.
I just want Jordans now.
I haven't done it in a long time, but like a year or two ago, whenever we got our taxes, I'd go straight to the mall and go to Tilly's or Zumiez and buy like, 3 or 4 shirts and pants and hoodies and shit and hats and stuff. Just so I didn't hang out. Hell, I still wear a lot of them. Like I love the Thrasher shirts. I like tie dye shit. I wear a lot of tie dye shirts.
I like a lot of like suits. I like to wear blazers.
Yeah, you're like a GQ dresser. I don't know. I don't ever see myself dressing like that. I'm either looking redneck or like.
But I like stuff like that too. See, I
just always like the skate culture and style.
My son, out of all people, has worn off on me fashion-wise more than anybody. I used to couldn't stand track pants and like track suits and hoodies and stuff like that. Bro, that's all I be wearing now is just like some lounge hoodies and some track pants. Like
I like jogging pants, man.
I never did like stuff like that.
Jogging pants and slides.
I like flip-flops, slides, shorts.
I can't wear flip-flops, so I wear slides.
I've got the feet for flip-flops is what I've been told.
I can't stand that part between my toe. I just can't handle it, man.
I love it.
I've never
put a little sandpaper around it.
I've never been able to wear them, dude. It just something feels wrong about it being between my toes.
It's because it's like the bikini of shoe apparel.
I hate them ones like Michaela wears, the yuppie sandals. You know what I'm talking about? They got the straps on them. I hate those freaking things.
Those are lesbian sandals.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, straight up.
They're loser sandals, is what they are.
Yeah, in the 90s.
People actually
that
brand that she has. People actually wear those for 10 years.
Like Patagonias,
they get. No, I forget what the brand is, but it's something like that.
Same stuff.
I forget exactly what brand it is, but that's exactly the one she has.
Yeah.
But people wear that brand. People are so devoted to them,
They're good.
They get them resold and stuff.
Yeah, they're good. They
get them. They'll send them in.
And you know what?
They're
probably really good if you were going like creek walking or something to have.
Yeah, I mean, or hiking or something.
But are you going creek walking?
Like, I didn't like them when I was a kid, and I had some. I still didn't like them,
dude. I've been looking, and this is against my shoe religion. I've been looking at Crocs lately, man.
They're probably comfortable.
I've picked them up. I ain't even tried them on yet, but I'm looking, and I used to hate Crocs, but like, man, I bet they are nice to have a pair of Crocs.
Yeah,
I ain't never had a pair.
I mean, I got those last pair of slides that I had. I've wore them literally till till there's a hole under my toe because the sole just wears away. I like the soft, spongy, like the Nike ones most of the time.
I got a pair of New Balance ones that are all one piece.
Yeah.
Oh, they're sick.
I started to get some of those. I have some like that.
They're comfortable.
These are just plain ones. They look like some Yeezys type shit. That khaki
I think I bought mine for $10 at a TJ Maxx or something in Florida last year because I didn't have I brought sneakers.
Yeah.
And forgot my sandals or my flip flops. And I had to buy some on.
I wore ghetto house shoes to the beach one time.
You talking about like the paisley,
the gangster house shoes, man?
Yeah, like the actual ones that keep your feet warm.
Yeah. They got the lines on them. Yeah. I wore some
corduroy on the outside.
I wore those some of
on the
those
inside.
at the beach one time because I didn't want to wear flip flops or slides.
Out there, feet.
Remember the slides back in the day that had the little titty nipples on the sole of them, like where your foot went? It was like massaging type shit.
It tickled
me. They
were
popular for a while.
Yeah. I like the ones now that are bubbles.
Yeah, look like golf. They've seen the ones that's like golf balls.
Yeah, that's
like
what
they're all melded together.
Yeah,
they look comfortable as hell.
I was gonna buy some. Megan told me not to.
I wanted those. I want those slides there now. They're kind of gaudy, but I want the slides with these slides. Have you seen them?
Sick. They're sick.
The white ones with the turquoise. Those are sick, son.
Yeah. They're kind of like some Bally's.
Yeah, they're almost too gaudy, but
you can pull them out. Yeah.
The colors are perfect.
Yeah. I do. There's a pair of low top SBs up at no, they're Dunks. They're just Dunks. There's a pair of
Dunk lows or something.
Yeah, the low Dunks up there at Hibbett's, dude, that are the Miami Dolphin color. They're like all white, but some of the little leather pieces on them are like that real hard turquoise with that Miami Dolphin orange check on them.
Oh yeah, I like those colors.
Dude.
They made some Jordans that were called the Gatorade ones. You ever seen those?
The green ones. I want them so bad, dude. I'm not a big Jordan fan, but I would buy them.
I like those.
I like a
lot of the ones from when we were kids. Like they got one that's called the Aquas.
Yeah,
they're aqua. They're black. They got like the strap laying on the foot like that.
Yeah, and tongue's all wild.
It's got like a furry patch on the tongue. It's got like 3 different colors. It's purple, turquoise, and blue, and like light blue.
Yeah.
That man, I had some when I was a kid.
They
were
my
favorites, dude. The sole was all multicolored.
Yeah.
Those were dope,
dude.
They're expensive to find now, especially like the OG ones, the ones from back then.
Oh, you ain't getting them.
If you find them, you're gonna have to get them redone.
Yeah. But the what's that, City Gear in the mall?
Yeah,
dude, you can go now. I'll say this: if I'm looking for a shoe that if I walk in the room and I know not a lot of other people gonna have, I'll go to a place like that. And you go back there. That of course they got all the new Jordans and stuff that are out, but man, that's really the only store that I found that you can walk into and find something different.
Yeah,
like that's where I found my Bo Jacksons at.
Oh,
and they just now got another pair that are like blue and like a real pale.
I haven't been in a shoe like Champs or something like that, store like that in a long time. Usually, if I'm buying shoes, I'm either getting like skate shoes or like these. I order these offline.
I bought these at Foot Locker because they had a sale.
Yeah.
And these are like $150 at Hibbett's in Springfield, and like $140 at every other one. They had a bunch of pair of Jordan 1s in there. I about bought 2 pair because they got this one pair that are like army green and tan with a black check. I wanted them, but
dude,
$100, man.
One of my favorite shoes of all time. I can't even buy no more because I don't think they're worth what they want for them. The regular Reebok classics, like I always wear.
No, they're shot up, dude.
$100-something, bro. Yeah. They used to be $50 at like what's that little store in town right there, Payless or whatever.
Yeah.
They used to have them for like $40-50. I go get a fresh pair of white ones.
Try to find you a pair of
new jeans and a white tee and a hat. I'm fresh, dude.
Those New Balances now.
I got some black ones with orange, with neon orange on them. They're pretty cool.
You remember the ones that people used to wear in high school?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
See, all the ones that I've been seeing are freaking expensive now.
Oh, they are. I got you know where I ended up getting mine, and mine are the ones you're talking about.
Are those the 740s?
I don't forget what they are.
I like the 550s.
I think that's the ones I like too. It's the ones everybody wore in school. They used to have the gray ones. Everybody had.
No, those ain't the ones I like. I like the newer ones that look more like a patent leather. Have you seen them?
Yeah, I have. But the ones I'm talking about are the old school ones, like when everybody had when we were in school. But they make a shit ton of different colors in them.
Yeah.
I ended up getting some at like one of those discount shoe stores in Nashville, and like if you go in some of them discount shoe stores like Payless or whatever they're called, Rack Room, one of those kind of places, they have like off Air Max. Mm-hmm. It's like an Air Max, but it's off just enough that it ain't an Air Max. And they'll have Filas, like the classic Filas or something.
Those are
they don't ever have nothing really nice. But that last time I went in there, they had some of those New Balances, like I'm talking about, that were black, with the neon, with like a blaze orange in, and like a little strip of blaze orange on the bottom.
Y'all like the 574s?
That's the ones I like. The first gray ones you showed. Those are clean too. The new style.
The 550s are dope, dude.
Yeah, I like those a lot.
Like there's some,
that's what the skate shoes kind of look like. Yeah. A lot of the skate ones look like that.
They got a pair of the New Balance skate shoes up there at Bill's right now. Bill's in town. Used to be Burke's.
Oh yeah, they changed the name of it.
Yeah, they got a couple pair of them New Balance, like the low skate ones up there right now for like $39. I don't I like them, but not enough to buy them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the 550s, I would definitely buy a pair of those. The 997Hs are sick.
Yeah, I like those too. They actually have a pretty big following now. Yeah.
Like, New Balance is huge. Man.
Same way with the Reeboks. Yeah. They got all kind of different types of Reeboks now.
You like Hokas?
No, they say they're comfortable, but I've never. I haven't like seen a lot of them that I like. I'm sure they do make one that I would.
It looks like they're almost too spongy.
Yeah, so the ones I've seen just look kind of like
a cool idea, but not executed sort of. Well. Yeah.
A lot of people wear them. I've seen Jelly Roll's fat ass wearing some.
Or what about the his were called Oh God.
Yeah, he probably had to have some cushion. Big ass.
Have you seen I think they're called OCs, like the little.
Yeah, on clouds. Yeah, yeah. Kayla.
I kind of like some of those. I like some of those.
They say they're comfortable as hell.
They look kind of cool.
They kind of remind me of the older Reebok or Adidas running shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Adidas used to make some sick running shoes, man.
Adidas that's my favorite shoe brand.
They used to make some sick running shoes.
I got some cold ones, buddy. I got some Ozweegos. I got a pair of the Clouds. I think that's what they're called. The Adidas. They're like.
You got some that are kind of made like those, like the ones, ain't you? They're like
the classics. They got the peanut butter bottoms on them.
Yeah, I think.
I had some.
Like
they got
leather with different colors.
Those are like what they call those.
They're like an old school shoe.
Yeah, those were called. What did everybody call those back in the day? They were like the Soldier
Soldier Reebok.
Yeah, something.
I always thought the Soldier ones was the ones that had the round toe, kind of like a Fila, but they had the strap on them. They were high top with the strap.
Maybe.
My granny used to wear some that were blood red, bro.
Yeah.
Blood red with the strap.
My mama bought some out of
back in the 80s.
Out of Finger Hut, wound up costing her like $700.
Yeah, that's the exact shoes. I guarantee you. I remember seeing them in Finger Hut back in the day. Remember back there for a while, the Nike Forces, the mids were popular for a long time. The ones with the strap.
Yeah,
those were popular for a while in school.
I like. I had the workout ones like that, but
that's the ones I really like. Yeah. My all-time favorite is the original Reebok Classic.
I think the ones they
yeah, they look like that, but were they a high top maybe?
But they had a strap on them.
That's what they were. Yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
I like them a whole lot. I want the black ones.
That's the ones I want.
I want to get the black ones. Oh yeah, I think you showed me those. I like the colors on them.
Yeah, they're sick.
That looks like some old school
They got
shit.
them, dog. They got them.
I like all the.
You just got to go to like the malls. Like I was saying, like City Gear, you could find them in there.
I like all the Reebok pumps too.
I found a pair of Reebok pumps at, I think it was at Finish Line the other day. Mm-hmm. They were tan. Inside top of them right here were corduroy.
Yeah.
And they had like a blue basketball pump on them and some blue and orange accents. But they were sick though. $80.
My little girl Nova, she's got some old school Reebok Classics high tops they look like pumps, but they don't have the pump on them.
Yeah, I like.
But they're
those.
like black with like pink trim on them. They're pretty clean.
Yeah, I like them old the old Reeboks, man. But I love Adidas. I got a bunch of Adidas.
These shoes right here were the ones I really wanted when I was a kid. Everybody had the black ones with the white air on them.
I think I had a pair of white ones.
Up-tempos.
With maybe blue.
Yeah.
They were like Dallas Cowboy colors.
That's the ones I almost bought those. They had them at Hibbett's for a while. I wanted them, but I couldn't justify spending the money when they were there.
I remember I used to think my Ken Griffey's were cold, and then how I look at them, I'm like, those are so ugly.
I like some of the Ken Griffey's ones.
Man, but maybe it was the pair I had.
It might be.
They just didn't look.
I think that he had a couple different models. I think.
And I had some Deion Sanders.
I remember. Oh, it used to be about what sports players' shoe they were. Remember the Gary Paytons?
Yeah,
those were popular for a while.
Oh,
those Foamposites, I never got into those, but they got popular too.
I don't like LaMelo Ball like as far as I.
Hey, they got one shoe that looks pretty good.
LaMelo Ball's Pumas are nasty. Everyone.
Oh yeah. You showed them to me. Those are sick.
The Dexter's Lab ones and stuff.
Yeah,
man.
those are sick.
I like the I think they're the green Toxics.
Is that the ones you got, Travis?
That's the one. We bought them for him and took them back because he wanted some Jordan ones.
Oh, the ones I told you I wanted.
Yeah.
You said you just bought them for Travis.
Yeah.
Oh, those are sick.
Yeah,
those colors are sick.
Well, that's the pair he said he wanted, and then like after we done got him, he was like, "Actually, I want some Jordan 1s," and I was like, "Well, you ain't getting both, buddy. Santa don't love you that much." Like,
right.
I mean, I do. I buy them.
If I was gonna buy Jordans, I've never wore the ones.
I ain't never had a pair of ones.
They don't seem as comfortable to me as
they're not bad though.
As the ones I like. I like the 4s, the Jordan 4s.
Whatever the Jordan is that the Gatorade ones came out with, I like that style a whole lot.
Yeah, I think those are like
color.
6s or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a couple different models that I like though. I like the 2s.
I don't like
the ones are cool. The ones look good, but like I said, I never wore any.
This is the first pair I've ever had.
I like the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, and the 6s and the 8s.
No, I'm lying. I had a pair of Jordan
and the 11s.
When Travis was born. I had them gray or white, gray, and black ones.
I don't remember that.
They were high. I didn't know that I didn't have the money to buy them. Megan told me like later on. She was like, "Why did you go buy a pair of shoes?" I was like, "Because I needed a new pair." She was like, "We do not have the money for that right now." I was like, well, "I mean,
right?
You didn't tell me, you know,
right.
I wouldn't have bought them." But yeah, I showed up like to the hospital and she was like,
"What are you doing,
dude?"
Right.
I didn't know. You know, whatever. Who cares? It's past.
Shit. Time to buy them when you want them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I needed some shoes, dude. I was wearing like just my boots. I think I had like one pair of sneakers and they were wore out.
I don't hardly ever wear these unless I'm just unless I'm doing something I know I ain't gonna get them dirty.
That's what happened with those white low top Reeboks I had. Like one day,
those are fresh when they're clean, man.
I was keeping them nice, and I was somewhere, I think out with my brother or somewhere, and he was like, "Man, I need your help with something real quick," and I was like, "All right."
Yeah, I always get sucked into doing some bullshit when I got clean, nice shoes on, like anywhere involved where I got to crouch, and bend the toes or something. I can't stand that.
From that now, I'll straight up tell you, no. I've got nice shoes on.
I'd still like to have some of those LA Gears, man.
Yeah. I looked for some for my mom. Found a guy who said he can get them. But just for her pair, they were like the ones that had the little tag that came with them, like a license plate and all that. Yeah. He wanted, or they were like $379 for a pair.
Really?
Yeah,
I had a
tell me
bunch.
if you
I had
get
a
'em.
bunch of different ones when I was a kid. I liked them.
He said that he was like he knows where he works with warehouses full of old stock shoes and stuff. So
There's a couple. I've seen a couple models online that you can get that look old school. Or some of them are a little too much, but back in the day they had some cool design ones.
oh gosh, yeah, that was the 90s had the best shoes, man.
Yeah, for sure. That's
Now-
why they're retro and all them shoes, man.
Bring them back. I'll spend my money on them.
It's like old cars. Like, why the
Yeah.
fuck don't you make them exactly like you made them back then?
Well, you remember when I had that 3-wheeler and I was looking, I wanted like a 250 or something.
Yeah, of
something
course.
bad.
Who don't?
But I got to really looking into like 3-wheelers and like there's a company.
You can buy a brand new dirt bike and convert it to a 3-wheeler.
Not
It's
only
like
that-
the baddest 3-wheeler ever.
There's a company in Illinois that got around some kind of state laws or federal laws about them, and they're producing 3-wheelers.
Yeah, it's BVC trike.
They're
man.
bad, dude.
Well,
Like,
they actually
They need to do it with
they
shoes.
got away with it for a little while. There's two companies. There's TPC and there's BVC. BVC makes parts to do conversions now. They build like big wheel dirt bikes and stuff now.
Yeah.
Like they make solid billet swing arms and
Yeah.
they make cool. Mainly there for a while they were building the bikes for customers, but the law got on them and they had to
Really?
quit offering it as a package. So now they sell parts for you to convert, and you just basically take a brand new dirt bike. And they,
Yeah, I've
they send
seen
you
that.
a swing arm. You
Yeah.
put the swing arm, and it
seen
looks like a brand. They made one out of a Husqvarna 300 2-stroke. And I want it bad, dude. It looks so cool. Husqvarna's my favorite.
don't they kind of set up a little high though in the back, like they're a little tall?
Just depends on how you set them up, really. Some of them sit pretty low.
Because I seen a lot of the dirt bike ones, and it seemed like they were just a little too high in the back for my comfort.
Well, back in the day, that's because back in the day when there was a lot of 3-wheelers around, a lot of them were lowered for flat track racing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they look cool like
That's
that.
how I like 'em.
Yeah, like little long turf saver lawnmower tires on the back, and the back sits very low. Yeah, that's just because they raced them, and it's easier to not flip them like that. You don't see them like that very often. There's people who are bringing back 3-wheeler racing around. They have they'll buy like the little Honda 200s, like the one before the big red that don't have no suspension in the back. They'll build those out to little race bikes, and they look cool.
They had a Takati come across my shorts the other day, dude. That was nasty.
Yeah, the
That's
3-wheeler
my
or the
favorite.
4-wheeler.
The 3-wheeler.
They made a 4-wheeler too, but it's
Yeah.
still one of the ugliest ones they made.
Yeah.
Actually, the Takati had the hottest motor. They said
That was
just
the
didn't.
I heard it
It
was
just
the
didn't have
baddest
the frame and stuff. It wasn't as built as
Yeah.
good as the Hondas.
But they were cool, man.
Yeah, they were definitely one of the faster ones.
Oh,
My favorite was always the Tri-Z, the Yamaha,
Mm-hmm.
the Yamaha 250. But the only thing about them is they sit up a little bit higher, but they had the coolest look.
See, I like the
Like they had the
ATCs.
double headlights
Yeah.
and like the fairings and stuff on them was cool looking. Plus, I always like Yamaha colors.
Yeah.
Like they made one. They only made them for like 3 years. They made one that was yellow, mostly yellow with black. Then they made a red and a black one with red on it.
Yeah.
And then they made a white one with red on it. I think.
I like
think
the
that's the other color.
ATCs the best. If I was gonna have one, I'd want an ATC.
250R
Yeah.
or even like
It's just an all around good.
even a
setup.
200X, the little which is like they made 3 sport models. They made the 250R, which was the 2-stroke race bike.
Yeah.
Then they made the 350X,
Yeah.
which was a lot like the 250R, but it had a 350 4-stroke motor on
A lot
it, so it was
bigger,
more reliable.
right, too.
Yeah, it was a little beefier, but it was more reliable because it wasn't. You didn't have to rebuild the
I would
top
love
end.
to have one of them. There
But-
used to be one down there in Nashville.
But they had
so-
one right under that was the 200X, and it's a little bit lighter. Still makes pretty good power, but it's built the same way. You know, it still looks like a race bike. They're cool if you can find them.
Yeah.
But all of them are expensive now.
Oh yeah.
I do know a guy that's got a 350X.
I
Rich
should.
kid, never even rode it or nothing, man. I did a job for his grandmother, and it's just sitting in the barn in the back. I wanted it so bad.
When they had the little salvage yard down there in Nashville off of Spring Street, and I was going through there looking for some stuff for my Trimoto, I should have, dude. They had they had one of the 300s there. They had a couple of the 250s, and it was all there. It was just, it would need to be all redone.
Yeah,
And they were
yeah.
selling them for $300 a pop, dude.
I watch a guy on YouTube that takes them and rebuilds them from ground up
Yeah.
with new parts and stuff. It's cool, man. He builds some
Oh
nice
yeah,
stuff,
it's
man.
sick.
Now if I had the money like to go buy something, I love 4-wheelers, but the new dirt bikes, man, they look so good. Like the you ever heard of a gas?
Mm-mm.
That's like one of the better models now. It's like similar to KTM. I think they're made in the same factory. The KTM's are always one of my favorites because I like the orange, and they're just generally they were higher quality built bikes. But Husqvarna's and Gas are like the two.
I didn't know Husqvarna made dirt bikes.
Fuck yeah, they make badass dirt bikes, dude. And I like them because they make like a one that's like a 300cc 2-stroke.
Is Can-Am still around?
Yeah, they just don't make dirt bikes or nothing.
They make
4-wheelers. They're making the badass 4-wheelers.
I thought Can-Am had a dirt bike back in the day they made.
They did, I think, but I don't know if they did it long. Cannondale made a dirt bike too.
I almost bought a Can-Am 4-wheeler from an auction up in like...
Do you remember the Cannondale 4-wheelers? They were only around for a little while. They made like three different models.
Remember Timberwolves?
Yeah.
David Paul had one.
It's kind of like a sporty 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, it was cool. They had cool colors.
I always thought they looked cool, yeah.
It was like a turquoise-ish blue.
Especially one of the better looking utility 4-wheelers.
Yeah.
That one that you had, that Tri-Moto 200, I had one that had the exact same 4-wheeler.
I like that.
I rode the wheels off of it. Only thing that sucked is it didn't have no rear suspension.
I didn't like that, yeah.
So when you jumped it,
that's why
if you didn't land flat and you land on one wheel, it would throw you.
That's why I like that's why I was looking for a 250 or something to build instead. Yeah. But I don't know.
Those were cool 4-wheelers though, man. They made another one, or 3-wheeler. I mean, they made another one that looked just like the 200s, but it was called a 175, and it was actually a 2-stroke.
Really?
Yeah, it was the same 3-wheeler frame basically, but the gas tank was a little different. It was uglier, but it had a 175 2-stroke on it, which would have been sick.
Jeremy's got like a bad little... I think it's a 70 or a 90 or something like that. It's a small little 4-wheeler, old from like the 80s.
Yeah.
And I think it was his old lady's dad's, and then they gave it to the kids, but they always kept it in real good shape.
Yeah.
And it's a little 2-stroke bike. It's
I really, really like the vintage dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Like if I had the money, if I was rich, dude, I wouldn't have shit but a ton of cars and vehicles and toys like that. Yeah. Like, if I ever got it made like that, I'll have the biggest garage you've ever seen in your life.
I'm going to have fine paintings, a whole section of, like, green turtlenecks. I'll have books that smell like mahogany.
Plenty of vests. Buy you a bunch of vests.
Yeah, definitely custom smoke pipes, books. I would probably never go out in the sun a lot, just...
I would look like one of them people off American Pickers somewhere that had just a collection of some cool, just badass shit. I like old stuff.
I would like rent big warehouses, just set one chair in the middle and stare at the, like walls by myself.
If I had something like that, dude, I would build me an indoor skate park.
Yeah.
Not even just for myself.
I would be dressing very different though.
I can't wait to go try out the skate park in town, man.
I would have buckles on my shoes for sure. Real.
Man, I can't stand how these rappers and stuff are dressing now, bro.
It's weird, man.
They're calling it fashion.
I want like a lime green cape.
It ain't fashion.
I want like a lime green cape with like real big collars that you can't see out of if you turn your head.
Stuff like a super villain.
Yeah,
I seen a picture of Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz at a Balenciaga show not long ago, and they're wearing like the baggiest pants with like the biggest bubbly looking boots. Like, what is up with the rubber boots and the like what's his name? Little young boy, NBA young boy. He wears like
those big weird boots.
Yeah, what's the deal with that shit?
He wears motocross stuff a lot.
Yeah, he wears a lot of like camo too.
Yeah, he wears a lot of like motocross vests and
jerseys and stuff.
Yeah, you remember that?
What's his name? NLE Choppa done moved to the country.
That's my boy.
And starts dressing like a cowboy.
Yeah,
I seen a picture of him. He had his little girl. He had on like nice Wranglers with cowboy boots and like a button up.
That's a publicity stunt, bro. That dude's
I would say what he moved to the
now,
country and he built him a house out in the country. I forget. I would say what it was called, but I'm not allowed to say that word.
You seen Drewski?
Yeah, Drewski's hilarious.
With the old guy, white guy. He's got the cowboy hat on and stuff. You ain't seen that? With that old drunk white dude.
What are they doing?
He's like, you gonna not do what I do, something like that. And Drewski turned around, he's like, you ain't doing it. Like,
I don't know if I've seen that.
Oh,
I like
hilarious.
Drewski though. I think
he's one of my favorite, dude. He's
those auditions he does for the could have been hilarious.
People used to think I was weird because I thought that the stuff that him and Jack Harlow used to do together was funny.
All the gay jokes,
dude. But it was like funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a lot of stuff like that I find funny.
I'm not a big fan of Jack Harlow, but it was pretty funny.
It was hilarious, like because it would like catch. He's the same way with Theo Von. You ever seen him and Theo Von's podcasts?
Oh, Drewski?
Yeah. Dude, like when the Cat Williams thing, did you see that? Where Theo was like, yeah, I went and bought a Cat Williams Christmas doll at the Lowe's a couple years ago. You ain't seen that?
I think
so. And he's walking out with a black nutcracker. And Drewski's looking, he's like, are you serious?
He's just joking. Theo's hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
He ought to have Drewski on his show every week. Because they're just good together, man.
Theo's good with certain people. Mm-hmm. I think there was another one. I was surprised by that one with that newscaster guy that what did I say his name was?
Tucker.
Yeah.
Tucker on Kill Tony.
No,
killing it.
I didn't see him on Kill Tony, but he was funny as hell on Theo's.
He was killing it on Kill Tony, dude. Joe Rogan brought him out there, and he didn't even know he was going to be on the show. Oh, dude, and he was good.
I can't stand that people act like Joe Rogan is such a comedian. He is not funny in the least.
Don't say that.
He's interesting. He's just not funny.
They're gonna take us down.
He's not like he don't. I've never heard any of his
jokes. Like
he makes jokes about jacking off in your bed and then rolling over in the cum. Like
he's not
wiping it and rolling over like nasty shit.
His stand up ain't good. I'll say that.
Yeah, no.
It
might be technically good,
but I don't like it.
It's not funny.
He is a good podcaster.
Oh, hell, the best.
The best.
He asks good questions.
And I ain't never I ain't never seen a show where he was like, you're dumb.
No.
That's just stupid.
No, he's a pretty good dude. I feel like he's pretty open and like he's genuinely interested in other people.
Yeah.
Which I like because I'm that way too.
Yeah. Even if I don't have to agree.
Now you don't have. That's what people should be like. You don't have to agree on shit.
But let me hear about it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind to hear your opinion.
Yeah, and we'll talk.
Even if I don't agree with it, I'm not going to bash you because I don't agree with your opinion. I'm just going to tell you mine, and if you don't like mine, don't get mad.
Do you know how many friends I've got that aren't believers, that aren't anything that people associate with just who I am personally? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like how many friends I have that people were like, how or why do you know? You know, I got friends who are straight up dope addicts, man. I got friends that are straight laced as you can be.
You're in general. You can't make people act how you want them to act.
No.
That's why I can't stand the gay agenda, man.
Mm-hmm.
They want us to be okay with it, and I'm never going to be okay
I'm okay with gay people.
I don't have a problem with them.
No.
But you're not going to force it on my children.
No.
You're not going to put my children in jeopardy when they shouldn't even know he'd be talking about sexual anything until 16, 17, bro.
Well, like, you know, I don't agree with being gay. I'll say that. But I'm not going to I don't think it's that important to me.
For me to start an argument with you or tell you you're wrong or any of that, man. Everybody has to answer for their own shit in the end. And that's one thing even though, I like I said.
Even if you don't think there's that, I do.
They have to deal with the fact that they're gay. I have to deal with the fact of other things.
Yeah, that I did a bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I don't judge people.
No.
You can't, man. I mean, now I'll get to form an opinion about somebody until I know them.
If you were sitting at just a restaurant somewhere, nobody you knew, and a gay person sitting down beside you with his lunch, and say you're just sitting there eating on lunch break.
Mm.
If he started talking to you, and he was clearly a gay person, like you could tell.
Yeah.
I would have a conversation with that person and talk with him, like. But if he started being like, so, this sounds absurd, but like, you like gays, but a lot of them do that stuff, man.
I made friends with a dude that I worked with at a factory here in town. He just we ended up working together. You know, we started about the same time, and I didn't have a car at the time, so he would like give me rides and stuff. Come to find out, dude, did gay porn, and then everybody in town found out about it. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Muscled up, good looking dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Cool. Hey.
Yeah, cool. He was cool as shit.
Whatever.
Never acted gay or anything. I guess he just did it for the money.
Yeah.
But man, it
To
like
be to me though that
like ruined his reputation.
But my thing is this: at that point, and not saying that maybe he only ever did that, and he really was into.
Oh, I'm sure he just did it for.
But
the money.
you're
That's
gay.
where the most money is.
You're gay though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you bounce back from that.
I mean,
you know, I guess you could, you know,
yeah,
repent.
Yeah, but like, I mean, man, I mean that's serious. It's funny, but it's serious. Does that from then on out? I kind of think that makes you gay, dude. Like,
well, I mean, everything to me, and like I base off what the Bible says, like the set of rules or laws.
Dog, I love women.
Oh yeah,
I'm a heterosexual as you get, right?
Right.
If somebody came up to me, even if I was on my last meal and needed money for whatever, and was like, "Well, you can do some gay porn," I'd be like,
"No, man, it's like selling.
I'm good,
it's
dog.
like selling your soul, man.
I'm good." You know what I mean? Like
when you do stuff for money that it you know that's gonna affect you later, yeah, that's selling your soul. That's literally what it is, man. Like.
You'd do better to have me kill somebody for some money or something.
I don't know if I was talking about this the other day or not, but one of those weird Bible scriptures that never made any sense to me was the story of Noah after the flood. You know, it was just him and his sons and their wives and Noah's wife, who wasn't actually his kid's mother.
Right, yeah.
But it says Ham was exposed to his father's nakedness. Well, if you look at other scriptures where it says that similar thing, what it means is if you saw your father's nakedness, that means you screwed his wife. Like it goes on to explain it. You shall not see your mother's nakedness. You shall not see your sister's nakedness, your cousin's nakedness, your brother's wife's nakedness. All that boils down to what it's saying is you don't do that. You know what I mean?
Didn't they cover him up and all?
The two other ones did. Yeah, the two other brothers backed up and like covered him up where they couldn't see it.
Yeah.
But Ham was not. He had that blood in him, man. That Cain blood in him. I'm telling you, it's simple as that, and that's why he acted the way he did. Like there's a lot of connections of him to. I can't think of Nimrod, and a bunch of other names. He went by like. Zoroaster, you ever heard of Zoroastrianism? It was one of the ancient Sumerian religions, Zoroaster or whatever. But that was like one of their leaders, like their god. But Ham went by a bunch of different names, man. And Nimrod, there's been like 4 or 5 different Nimrods, bro. And like to the point where I don't think it's actually a name, is more so in a description.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, you ever hear people call people a Nimrod?
Yeah, back in the day, I didn't know before I knew what it meant. Yeah. And a little connection I made that I thought was kind of weird when I was reading this dude's research on it about there was several different Nimrods. There was a Green Day album back in the day called Nimrod, and on the cover of it there was like 4 or 5 people, and there was a circle on their face that said Nimrod in it on all their faces.
You ever
so like kind of like saying there's more than one. I don't. It probably had nothing to do with that, but
did you ever go look up that Black Hole Sun thing I was telling you about, the Soundgarden song?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember that.
It was wild.
I know exactly what. Well, the Black Sun is an occult thing, man. It's like they used to worship it.
They said CERN fired up that day, right?
Yeah.
And they think that that sun thing was a portal being like, you know the speculation. I'm not. Yeah. I mean, now we're podcasting, bro.
I've wondered for 10 years what they're doing with that thing.
They're trying to create.
Remember when I first started talking about it years and years and years ago?
They're opening
about
a portal, is what they're trying to do.
Well, see, my theory on it was that they were trying to open the pit of hell to start off that part of Revelations that I thought. But now that I believe we're after that time period, I think they're trying to do something else. I think they're trying to just raise an army of different entities from other dimensions. I think they're trying to bring things in, bro.
This is flat out. I talked to the guys that run the place. No, I do maintenance there. No, but this is what they're trying to do. They're trying, and it's arguably biblical. They're trying to find, the atom, and it's as simple as that.
The Higgs boson particle. Yeah.
Well, they're just trying.
That's what they say they're doing.
Trying to figure. It's kind of like giving somebody who knows nothing about, who's never even seen fire or light.
Yeah.
Giving them a lighter and going.
Right.
This is. They might look at it and be like, "Oh, cool," and beat something with it and drive a nail with it. But if they never see what sparked that, if they don't know what sparked everything,
that's what they're
trying to do.
Well, that's what they say they're doing, and
there's no dark agenda.
What's the so y'all are wasting all this money on a theory that somebody came up with a long time ago, just a theory.
Mm-hmm.
Now
there's no dark.
There's no way everything created from a fucking explosion.
That's the spark.
Perfection doesn't come from chaos, bro.
I'm not. No, I know.
You know.
But that's what they're trying to do.
Well, I
believe they're all good people with good
hearts.
I've
heard so much stuff about it. Like they say when they do it,
they have our
creates
best interests.
Antimatter.
It does. Yeah, I mean that
antimatter can destroy matter.
Throw it in a barrel and bury it 50.
See, it ain't like nuclear waste though. It's like. It literally destroys matter.
Put it on
like a black hole, kind of.
Put it on Elon Musk's spaceship, have him shoot it out.
Well, I've heard that they have, like they theorize that aliens, if you want to call them that, have like antimatter engines. You know what I mean? Like they're using it to propel their.
The CEO, I found this out, donates billions of dollars to really good causes like stem cell research, adrenochrome.
Yeah.
They push up islands out like in the middle of the ocean and let these billionaires buy them and stuff.
Yeah.
Like real good causes, man.
Oh yeah, that adrenochrome, that was a doozy. Man, that's another thing that's crazy about our culture. Like, what's his name? Hunter S. Thompson. People idolize him like he's a god. The dude literally was involved in like snuff movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I heard a story that he told one time that they like raped and beat a kid and like he filmed it.
Oh, probably.
You know what I mean? And people look up to that freaking weirdo, man.
I was kidding about the CERN thing, but like literally, dude. Yeah, they've got some.
Every time they fire it up, they add twice the power that they had before. So, what it's going to do in the end, I don't know. And it may have actually changed our timeline. Like with the Mandela effect, dude. There's a whole bunch of those that don't make no sense.
Possibly.
That Berenstein Bears thing, I know for a fact it was spelled Stein, Stein.
Yeah,
I remember reading it when I was a kid.
Berenstein Bears, not Stein.
Yeah, not Berenstein. Well, you know why? Because Stein is a Jewish name.
Yeah, they can't let the Jews.
They don't want people to know that the Jews are behind it.
Yeah. If you look closely at the books, that tree they lived in, all of the leaves were dollar bills.
Really?
Those Jew bears
would have made sense. Yeah, they are bears.
Remember the Jew bear off of Inglourious Basterds?
Yeah. I'll tell you a movie I watched earlier. That Kick-Ass 2, man.
That's a good
Kick-Ass
1
was awesome.
Is sick. Yeah.
I don't know if I had not seen the
2's
second
sick
one.
though.
I don't know if I hadn't seen the second one or not, but I was watching it
good.
earlier. It was awesome, dude.
I love Hit Girl.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She is a psycho.
I thought the dude was funny in there.
Nicolas
McLovin,
Cage.
dude. Who,
Supervillain,
the motherfucker.
Yeah.
He said, from henceforth I'll be known as the motherfucker.
Yeah.
It was, man. I forgot how good a movie it was, man.
I tell people that's one of my all-time favorite movies. I'm gonna say top 50.
Yeah,
not top 10.
That time period, there was a bunch of good movies made.
But
Superbad, probably one of the best.
Yeah, the reason that Kick-Ass was so cool to me was because I don't like superhero movies. I love Batman. I have all of the Batman.
I like the Batman movies now. I was never really a fan when I was young.
Really?
I didn't start liking superhero movies until Marvel actually started putting time into making their movies good.
Well, see, I've just
all the new ones, awesome.
I've watched Venom and Venom 2, and
those are both really good.
Deadpool's good.
Deadpool's pretty good.
But
if you haven't seen like The Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Those two. That last one that they made
Sick.
was one of the best movies I've ever seen, bro. It was literally so good. Like,
but no, I never grew up liking superhero movies.
I didn't either, man.
Like none of that crap.
I didn't either.
But when I saw Kick-Ass, only reason I watched it because Nicolas Cage was in it.
Yeah.
But we got the DVD and it was like we just didn't have nothing else to do. You know, boring night. I think we was out there hanging out with your dad. Like,
yeah.
But we put it, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be so stupid."
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be corny at first.
At first, it kind of wasn't catching my attention, but then when Nicolas Cage and Hit Girl kind of got in there, I was like,
I forgot he was
"This
in that.
is how
He
he's
was
their
Big
dad."
Daddy. He was Big Daddy.
Yeah, he's that little psychopath daddy.
Yeah,
like,
he was Big Daddy.
and he is wild on that movie, dude.
I forgot. He was, you know, another movie that wasn't actually half bad that he was in, that Ghost Rider movie. It was okay.
What?
You don't remember Ghost Rider?
That's the worst movie he's ever been in.
I thought it was okay for
Blue
when it
Velvet?
came out. Huh?
Raising Arizona.
I can't remember.
Dude,
much
Nicolas
about that
Cage is the
movie.
best actor to ever.
Oh, I'm not
live.
saying I don't like Nicolas Cage. He made a
Oh,
bunch of good
he's
movies. I don't like him
sick.
anymore though.
I don't like him
find
any
his
less.
I find his personality annoying.
Oh.
He's just weird, and he's weird looking now too. Like the
Seven
National
Shoes.
Treasure movies, I thought they
They're
were great
sick.
movies, dude.
Every movie, you know, he's been in every movie.
The first one I remember was Face Off back in the day.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Con Air.
Yeah, Con Air, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
What was that? What's it? Trisha Yearwood made that song about that, or was that Leah? How good?
What song is it? Oh yeah.
That song was. It had him in the actual music video with his long hair.
Hey, I've ate some of Trisha Yearwood's cooking.
Yeah.
It was bomb.
We all have.
It was bomb. I'll screw her big ass.
Oh, I love Trish. Dude, I always thought she was one of the prettier women in country
I'll tell you who
music.
another real pretty country singer you don't think about much, man. Martina McBride.
Pam Tillis.
Man, Martina McBride was one hot redhead, dude.
Pam Tillis was beautiful.
I don't remember what she looks like.
She almost looked like Asian almost.
I'm real into like the vintage pinup girls back in the day, like the old Hollywood actresses.
Yeah.
Like the way they dress and stuff back in the day, man. They're
Everybody
so
always
fine.
used to say,
Audrey Hepburn.
Reba Mac. Like, people thought Reba was pretty. I didn't ever think she was that pretty.
Who
She's
was
not
it?
ugly,
I'm trying to think of this one.
but
that I
she's
really
like, she wasn't never.
No, I never thought she looked good. I always think of her with that country ass accent on the Little Rascals movie. AJ Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
Remember they thought that she was a dude until they met her.
AJ Ferguson.
That was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, man.
Yeah, that was Pam Tillis back in the day. She was always really pretty.
Oh
though.
yeah.
She's probably Indian, I think.
I always thought what's his name's wife was hot too. The one that died. One of the best country singers ever. You know what I'm talking about. He died drinking.
Don't close up.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I can't remember his name right now for some reason.
Dude, don't do this to me, man.
That's a good. He made good music, man.
That's Mr.
He's got a song. He's got a song that he wrote
That's
for
Mr.
his,
Keith Whitley.
He's got a song that he wrote for his wife called.
That's Mr. Keith Whitley you're talking about.
Tell Lori I Love Her. Man, that's a freaking badass song.
Dude, his
man.
song.
One of the best country songs like I've heard.
He's one of my favorites, for sure.
He's kind of like a Towns Van Zandt character or something like Blaze or something like that.
He, in the late 80s, even now, man.
I can't believe
you
what's
ain't-
her name's married to his son.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
That freaking whore.
I didn't know that was his son.
Really?
I didn't know.
I did.
I don't
'cause
care
I did
either,
just
really.
because I looked him up.
I think that I watched a couple things from him back a while ago, and I was like, no.
Yeah, he still does like shows.
Not
where
saying
he, like,
he ain't good.
He still does shows where he like
But
plays his
dude,
dad's songs and stuff.
My thing is this: that'd be like Lane Staley having a kid. You ain't like you. No matter how good
I wasn't
you
a
are,
huge Lane Staley fan, man.
like, but I'm
I
saying
was
as
more of
far
a Chris
as
Cornell
vocally,
I'm more of like a Chris Cornell
right?
fan.
Yeah.
But
I-
Lane Staley could sing though.
Oh, he's one of the best vocalists ever, dude. But and that's what sucks for people.
I just wasn't a real big Alice in Chains fan. For some
See, I
reason.
loved Alice in Chains.
I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. It was not. I was more of a audio slave.
Or, but what-
Soundgarden.
What I'm saying, okay, say like, imagine you're Whitney Houston's daughter, and you're trying to have a music career. No matter how good you are, your mama was Whitney Houston.
Mm-hmm.
People will never
Yeah, don't try to be that.
No, I mean,
Be
dude,
yourself.
go try something else.
Carve your own lane.
Yeah.
Riding off your parents' fame.
Or I know some people that don't want that, but you're never gonna be like.
Well, like Hank 3, he ain't nothing like his daddy.
And you're not ever, to me. Maybe it's just because like I'll
tell you one person who I think really outdid his dad. Steve Earle's son.
Yeah.
He's dead now.
Yes.
Justin
But to
Towns
me,
Earle.
Steve Earle wasn't like a great. You know what I'm saying?
I liked a lot of his writing and music at a certain time period.
He did some good.
I don't like him personally. He's kind of an asshole, but I did like a lot of his music. But he's considered one of the greats. You know what I mean? But his son was writing real music, bro.
Yeah. No, I don't know. To me, it's just like when you're one of those musicians that like everybody. It'd be like Jack
White
Osborne.
Oh yeah.
Saying I'm gonna make rock music. People are gonna be like, so.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
your dad's Ozzy, bro.
You'll never be that, dude.
Yeah.
I got real into Black Sabbath, man.
Yeah.
Black Sabbath has some great music, man.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I think really it's kind of it would make it harder to get you out, even if you are really good. Like
the Ozzy that everybody else knows. I don't like that music. Like the Crazy Train and Iron Man. Those are gay songs to me. They had some freaking awesome music.
My favorite
like
song.
there's one called Fairies Wear Boots.
My
Badass
favorite song from him was
Paranoid.
War Pigs.
War Pigs was one of my first ones that I heard that wasn't
scary me.
That's one of the first ones that got me liking him.
Yeah,
because it was
me
one
too.
I had never heard before. Well, he's got a bunch of other ones, man, and they got this like new age kind of like doom sounding rock sound that was like way ahead of its time. Like Volume 4, Snowblind, stuff like that. Dude, those songs are wicked cool, man. I mean, like they just have such sound like it almost sounds like it shouldn't have been made when it was.
I tell you what, I watched a video the other night, and even though like I really like the Foo Fighters,
oh God, I hate the Foo Fighters.
I don't like Dave Grohl.
I hate Dave Grohl
only because I think he was behind Kurt Cobain's murder. I do. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird that he ended up being famous and Kurt was. The thing about that is too though. I understand it because most of my favorite musicians were like tortured people.
My thing is this.
You know?
I love probably 7 Foo Fighter songs.
I can't think of one that I like. Bro.
I watched the other night, like on a video, a year after the drummer's death, his son came up and took the drums on like the last show of the last tour. And dude, when I tell you that kid, it almost put chills.
Dave Grohl's son?
No. What was his name? No, he was the drummer for Foo Fighters. I can't remember his name, man. Blonde hair dude. He'd been their drummer for.
But Dave Grohl was the drummer for Nirvana, right?
Right. And guitar, and he wrote some of the songs. Like,
yeah.
He had a lot to gain, dude.
I'll tell you
there's a lot of theories behind.
I'll tell you
that
another
too.
cool band that
like,
you don't think much about very often anymore. Freaking Silverchair.
I love Silverchair.
Dude, they were like teenagers
13.
making awesome music.
13 when they wrote
I can't remember the name.
The first song.
Yeah, they were big, dude. They're considered
Tomorrow.
one of the, maybe they're considered one of the best bands though of that time.
Yeah,
and they were children making that music, bro.
Killing it.
Yeah.
Was it me and Stick were talking about that on Facebook one night? Because I was like, man, that dude's voice was not a 14-year-old kid's voice.
Yeah.
Like that dude had some pipes.
That's why I was real big into Chris Cornell, man. He had a lot of range in his voice,
and he wrote real killer songs.
Yeah,
man.
My favorite time period of him was when he made Audio Slave.
Mm-hmm.
I loved their music, man.
I'll tell you who I've gotten into lately that I never thought I would was Breaking Benjamin.
I've never listened to a whole lot of them, man.
They write some pretty good music. Like
there's I'm not much into the newer rock bands. Like I haven't really got into a lot of them.
You ever heard of Suicide Silence?
No.
They're killing.
There's this one band called Thrice, like a heavy rock band. They got a couple songs that I like. I just like to. Usually I have to be into the guitar, like their tone and their
vibe.
sound. Yeah, I mean, I don't listen as much rock as I used to though.
I'm starting to listen. I go through waves, man.
Actually, working with that old dude when I was at that plumbing company, he put me onto a lot of bands that I'd never heard of or never really paid attention to, like Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
From back in the day, man, they got some freaking good music, man.
I ain't never listened to much of them.
They got a song.
My dad always liked 38 Special a whole lot. They're good.
They got one called Shackles.
Kansas.
They got one called Shackles and Chains. It's a really good song.
You ever heard of Jackal?
Yeah, the Chainsaw Band. Of course.
Yeah. I
love that. I had it on a burnt CD back in the day. I used to listen to it all the time.
Jackals.
I used to try to make the chainsaw sound like that. I thought that was cool as hell when I was a kid, dude.
Yeah.
My favorite band though, from being a teenager, was Blink-182. Hands down.
Yeah.
They've made more good songs than people would realize.
Yeah. I would love it. They're on tour again, man.
Like I can't stand Tom DeLonge anymore though. He's such a weirdo.
I kind of like Tom, yeah.
Oh, he was my favorite back in the day.
You know what I think, Tom? Honestly, I think Tom is a truth-seeking person who believes that there's more to all this alien stuff than they're telling us.
I think he actually believes there's real aliens, though, and he's not seeing the bigger picture.
Right. When he come on Joe Rogan, I watched the Joe Rogan experience with him just because I wanted to see about how he was.
What he was talking about.
I think he could be persuaded, though. You know what I'm saying? He seems like a pretty smart dude, man.
What's so weird to me is people get hung up on that alien stuff and it's hard for me to see, is because that's the thing that turned me on to everything being a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Key sent me a video back when I was still married, living in National City. Didn't have a clue about conspiracies or any of that stuff. He sent me a video. It said the truth about angels, demons, and UFOs. And it was like an hour-long video that literally explained so many things that I did not understand. After that, I was like, now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I know why this is a deal. Why it's such pop culture. Why it's always talked about. I truly believe the aliens are nothing but demons or Nephilim or fallen angels.
One YouTube video that changed my whole life watching it was that Son of Perdition.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
All that, but not about the whole Anunnaki Obama crap. That was all a bunch of crap. But when they started going into explaining everything you see as a symbol.
Symbolism was a big deal for me.
Dude, I was like,
once I started learning the symbolism, I started seeing it everywhere, and then I realized, they're not full of it.
Yeah.
That's when I fell completely into knowing what was going on.
Yeah.
And that's what was weird about the flat Earth thing to me, because I was studying conspiracy stuff for years before that came around. And when it came around, I was like, nah, that's the last thing I'm looking at. I don't even that's like people, they're making fun of them and stuff. Well, I found a dude that actually made intelligent videos, and he happened to put one out about that, or a series of them. And when he started explaining it, I was like, oh my God, there's no way that this is making as much sense as it is.
I remember listening.
And it was all biblical to me.
I remember listening to my dad and his friends and stuff growing up, and they were, dude, I mean, in the 90s, I was very into my, sitting around with my dad and them and listening to him and his friends talk.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I thought my dad is a smart person.
Right.
But, back when I was a kid, I just kind of sat there. But, and they were just a lot like us. There were conspiracies and stuff back then. They talked to, but, that's what got, dude, I'll say this, from the time I was 7, 6, I've been listening to this crap, all this stuff, you know what I'm saying, that's happening now, I
remember when you really started paying attention to it.
Right, but when I was a teen, or, late teen, early 20s,
you knew about it.
I was like, well, now I'm going to really try to figure it. But at that time, our problems in the world were different than from what my dad and them's were. Yeah. But it's still the same stuff.
It ain't the same world anymore.
Even back then, they would talk, they were like, the government and all them, all they're doing is showing us one thing so they can do over here.
Well, for the longest time, the biggest conspiracy theory around was about John F. Kennedy.
And Y2K?
Yeah.
Dude, when Y2K came, my dad and them were stacked.
My dad wasn't worried about it, man.
I
guess because he worked on computers, he knew it wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he just didn't. He wasn't scared of it or whatever. But I remember it being a big deal, and he was acting like, nothing's gonna happen.
Well, I don't think my dad was scared. He was just like ready.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
He was aware.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He thought we was gonna. But I remember growing up, dude, we didn't watch we watched like Ruby Ridge and stuff like that.
My dad was always watching old Army World War videos and stuff too. But see, the difference in my dad is he never talked about anything like that.
Right.
We didn't have conversations about stuff that he was interested in.
That's
unless
all
it was
we
hunting or fishing.
Yeah.
Like ever. You know what I mean?
We went shooting a lot. We didn't really do a lot of fishing unless we were with our friends or cousins.
Oh, man, I learned how to shoot a gun when I was young.
And then he would take us out and like in the woods back here and make us do stuff.
Yeah.
Not sexual. But like you know,
survival stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that.
See, I wish I had got more of that. Mine was more about like showing me how to hunt and how to skin animals.
Yeah. See, I wish I would have knew that.
Stuff like that.
Like,
I'm glad I know it now.
Yeah.
It may come in handy one day. Like I've been watching this that show Alone. Used to come on History Channel, where they take people and they, it's like survival show. They take them out and they drop them, and almost every season that I've watched is them slowly starving themselves to death.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you know how much it really takes to be self-reliant in a place that you don't know?
That's why I don't want to be here, dude. Everybody's prepping and all that, and I'm like, dude, I'll shoot it out until I get shot.
There's no point in preparing for something that you're not sure when it's going to happen.
Well, not only that, but you can't survive.
You can't take everything with you anyway.
I can't survive without a coffee from somewhere every day.
You can only take with you what you can carry.
Yeah.
And if you're carrying over 100 pounds, you're going to not go very far.
Well, not only that, but like people got families and kids and all.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do all that kind of stuff. All that food you hoarded, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah, if anything, you're just a target at that point.
Yeah, you're going to get.
And that don't even matter now, because if we revolt so hard that it really broke out, they'll fly over little towns like ours and just take them off the map.
Think about how hard it would be if tomorrow you were forced out of your house and into the woods. And you can't even do that. You had to take care of your family.
You ain't even doing that.
Well, no, they don't let you do that now. But if you could, if you had to run. You can't. It would be it's really life or death.
Dude, I get grumpy. I don't even want to do nothing if I ain't got some coffee in the morning and some,
Every one of those people on this show, bro, they by the end of the show, they look like a completely different person.
I want to go, if it breaks out, I'll try to defend where I'm at for as long as I can. But
my plan has always been to group up. Get everybody I know that I want to be around or want to help take care of, and just get us all in a group where we're making more difference. Because the more people you have with you, the more people you can depend on. You know what I mean? To help. Yeah.
But what do you survive?
Like I wouldn't want to just take me and my old lady and my kids out in the woods and try to make it.
I asked my dad that not long ago. I said, because he's always been big on that.
Yeah.
I said, but what are you surviving to?
Yeah, like what's the point?
What?
I mean, just to see and live another day, man.
Inevitably die in a worse way tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean.
No, I'm good.
It's human nature, though, man.
I'm good.
That instinct would take over when survival mode kicks in.
Like I said, I'll sit right here and try to, do what I can do.
All right.
And hopefully it's just a week or two of down. But once stuff starts popping off, it ain't never coming back.
I would be trying to build a community because that's the only way it's ever going to make any.
And then you go in late at night and kill them all in their sleep and take everything for yourself.
It'd just be too hard.
That's what you'd have to be like.
It would be too hard. Like, I couldn't stay in a camp and protect my family while I'm having to go out and find food.
I don't think it's about to. No, like the way my dad always taught us would be, you have to stay going and be a savage,
right?
Or you're gonna die real quick. Like if you run up on somewhere and these people have huddled themselves out in 20 miles from town,
yeah,
you gotta kill them, dog, and take what they've got.
Right.
There ain't no but you ain't even gonna be able to do that, man. They'll go through here and blow all the bridges.
Do you ever see that show that used to come on? Maybe like one of the Discovery History. It was called The Colony, where they took people and put them like in an abandoned town, and they had like all these different resources to go from. it was surprising how much stuff they came up with. Like there was one group found a truck that had rotten hogs in it, and they took and rendered the hog fat down and made they made soap. They ended up making some kind of fuel to run a generator.
I tell you,
it was pretty cool.
First thing I'd be looking for, say if I had to break out in the woods, of course I'd try to take what I do have with me, that I could substantially carry.
Right.
A lot of people don't think you need to find off the rip charcoal.
Yeah.
Charcoal.
Well, firewood's a big deal, man.
Well, not only that, charcoal can help you drink water.
Yeah, you can filter with it.
And like I saw a guy doing this. He took like a coffee strainer.
Yeah.
What's like a coffee filter? Crushed up a bunch of like burnt wood and stuff he had.
Yeah. Filter water with it.
And then poured his water through it a couple times.
Well, you could make a simple filter like that with like a bucket that has holes in it, and put charcoal at the bottom, sand on top of that, gravel on top of that, and then you have a filter.
You have potable water at that point.
Yeah.
He set his up to where he was catching rainwater through it, and then
but
you still would need to boil it.
I wouldn't even want to drink rainwater now.
No, even if you filtered it through that, I would still boil it.
Yeah, I would too. I would too, just to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
You don't ever know what could be in the water anyway. You can make one bacteria or virus. You're done.
Have a brain amoeba.